Very warm welcome to this fireside chat. I remember in November last year, we had a fireside chat with you, and there very strongly you waged a war, if I may say so, against cryptocurrency 13 months back. So you have won the battle, you think?
No, there is no war or anything like that. You see, we firmly believed and do firmly believe even now that cryptocurrencies have absolutely no underlying, and we have been pointing it out. And the developments over the last 1 year, including the latest episode of the built around this FTX, I think after all this, I don't think we need to say anything more about our stand. I think the time has proved that cryptocurrencies are worth what they are today. But I would like to just mention 3 points. One, the origin, the cryptocurrencies, the private cryptocurrencies owe their origin to bypass the system, to break the system. They don't believe in the central bank, digital central bank currency. They don't believe in the regulated financial world. They want to bypass and beat the system. The second thing is that they have absolutely no underlying. And not only that, I am yet to hear any credible argument about what public good or what public purpose it serves. There is still no clarity about it. And third, as I have said, it's 100% speculative activity. And I would still hold the view that it should be prohibited. I mean, countries have been taking different views, but our view is that it should be prohibited, because if it is allowed to grow, that if you try to regulate it and allow it to grow, please mark my words, the next financial crisis will come from private cryptocurrencies.
Can you just very briefly explain to us, I mean, how do we, what's the use of CBDC? Because you said it's currency, it's like currency notes, it's anonymous, and that's it. But what is there? I'm happy using UPI and all. Why do I shift to CBDC? It's just an optic to fight crypto.
The first thing is UPI is a payment system. CBDC is a currency itself. That is number one. Number two, as I explained, UPI involves the intermediation of banks. You use through the mobile, you pay somebody, then my money gets debited from, the message goes to the bank, my account gets debited, the bank transfers the money to the bank of the, to your bank account. Your bank account sends a message to you that, so much money has been received. So there is an intermediation of bank. CBDC is like currency notes. You go to the bank, you draw it, you keep it in your purse and you spend it. And what is more about CBDC is that there is an automatic sweep in and sweep out facility. 24 hours, you can draw CBDC, and if you are carrying excess CBDC, you can put it back into your bank account. So there is an automatic sweep in and sweep out facility. The second or third, whatever point that may be, the third is that the huge logistics, the cost of printing around printed notes, that is not there. Manufacturing paper, getting the ink, having a printing press, all that thing will become outdated over a period of time. Logistics wise, CBDC will be much simpler, and it will be much faster. Next point is for international transactions. When two countries have their own CBDCs, it can be instant, remittance, instant money transfer between one country to another country. The whole world is going towards, is becoming more and more digital. Almost in every sphere today, you have digital activity happening. You will see in the coming decades. Now, many central banks are still in, experimental stage. They're still analyzing. Some central banks have started pilot projects. But you will see in days to come, more and more central banks will embrace digital currencies. And India has been in the forefront of the digital revolution in the current, in the current century.
So it's a currency of the future. Reserve Bank of India has two roles. One is the developmental role, meaning about the financial system, stability, etc. Other is supervision and all. But of late, in private bankers says that you are becoming a bit of a micromanager.
Perhaps what you are referring to is the intense and deep supervision that we are doing. Over the last 3 or 4 years, we have really deepened our supervision. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you see, in United States, failure of banks happens. It's nothing unusual. There are cases of bank failures. It happens. Everybody takes it. In India, failure of a bank is just not acceptable by the public or by anyone. And everybody looks at the RBI. So it is our responsibility as the regulator and as the supervisor of the banking system to ensure that the banking system is stable, the banking system is robust, and it is ready to cater to the emerging requirements of the Indian economy, which has aspirations of becoming a $5 trillion economy in the next few years. And keeping that in mind, we have really I must say very clearly, we have really intensified and we have deepened our supervision methods, our supervision approach.
India's presidency at G20. So how do you see this? What are the opportunities you see?
No, I think it's a great opportunity for India. It gives India a much bigger role in the international arena. In the world stage, India has now a much bigger role. India will be chairing all the G20 meetings. It's already started. And it's a place to, also for India to play a bigger role. And I think the biggest task for the world community, not just for India, the biggest task for the world community and for G20, after all, G20 represents something like 85% of the world GDP now, and about 75% of the world trade. So therefore, the G20 as a group does matter a lot for the rest of the world. So what is very critical and important for the G20 as a group is to restore the trust and efficacy of multilateralism. I think over the last few years, multilateralism appears to be losing its efficacy, whether in the context of fighting COVID or in the context of dealing with various other global problems. And I think something which the G20 as a group needs to address collectively. So I think for G20 as a group, the most important thing is to restore the efficacy and trust built around multilateralism. And I think India today, whether you look at it from the point of view of the way the world is growing, or you look at it from the point of view of the current geopolitics that is happening today in the world, I think India is uniquely placed to play that role effectively.
Thank you, sir. So is confidence, optimism, and caution. Thank you, sir. So Mr. Das has completed his 4 years. Last week he started his 5th. And as and when he completes his 6 years, presuming that he is not getting another extension, presuming at this point of time, in Reserve Bank of India's 87-year history, you will be the second governor to have 6 years. So give him a big hand. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.